on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and click on that bell to follow along on our adventures.
And today we're going to be talking about why we love living in Halifax. So a lot of you guys will already know that we are frequent travelers. However, Halifax is our home city. We both lived here for quite a number of years and it's what we come home to between our travels. Can't wait to show you around today, show you some of our favorite things, lots of great sights, and probably some good food coming up too.
So we're up here on Citadel Hill and you can see the amazing views of the city and that iconic clock tower. Honestly, this space is one of our favorites in the city. It's because of all the green space. Yes, there's a National Historic Site at the top, but we honestly love coming down here and having lunch and a picnic.
And can I just say how nice it is to see so many people back in the city. The tourists are back again this summer. The last 2 summers have been super quiet for obvious reasons, but also cruise ships have come back. They're here almost every day and it's just so nice to see so many people around. Speaking of green spaces, we are now in the public gardens, which just so happens to be right next to Citadel Hill. I think one thing we should talk about, since it is such a nice day, it's mid-August, I think it's about 24 degrees. Very, very comfortable, not too hot. So let's talk about the weather here in Halifax, in Nova Scotia. Generally, it's pretty moderate. The rest of Canada can get really, really, really hot and humid during the summer and pretty cold and a lot of snow during the winter. Here, generally in the summertime, it can get hot, but it's usually much like this. In the wintertime, it stays not too bad. We don't get too much snow. It never gets too cold either.
So for those of you that follow us around the world on our adventures, you know that we often chase hot weather. So given that we're in Canada, the weather kind of works for us. I mean, it's still cold here, but it can get really, really hot and there's not a lot of snow and we like that.
Another thing that we love about Halifax is just how walkable it is. The downtown itself isn't overly big and the peninsula, the entire peninsula, also isn't that huge. So you can pretty much walk wherever you want to go. But let's take a minute to talk a little bit more about these gardens. Such a beautiful green space. There are always flowers blooming throughout the season, and then there's a pond in the middle and you might get to see a duck.
Well, since it's a really nice day, we thought we'd come over to the Stillwill Beer Garden. It's right here on Spring Garden Road, and as you can see, this space is amazing. The fact that it's right here downtown just makes us absolutely want to come here all the time. We did get a craft beer. This is a Pilsner, and we have some delicious food on the way as well.
Halifax definitely has no shortage of craft beer, and those that follow us regularly already know that we love our beer, especially when it happens to be craft. You really could walk around the city and find loads of beer places pretty much everywhere. The nice thing about Stillwill is that they have a mix of beers from all over the place. It's pretty quiet right now. It's a Tuesday afternoon. It's not too busy, but on the weekends it can definitely get packed in here.
They do have some loud music on though.
Sorry about that.
Hopefully they can hear us. Oh no, take a look what I ordered here. This is the Iceland dog and it's actually a foot long. There's crispy onions on here. I think some kind of should I call it Icelandic ketchup? And a whole bunch of other toppings that I'm not even sure of. This might be the first hot dog that I'm gonna take a bite of where I will not get the whole thing. So I'm gonna just kind of bite off this piece and then I'll get right back to you because I want to taste it all at once. Okay, I got the end now bitten off here. Sausage is really good itself. I'm gonna try to get the whole bite and get some of those onions and the ketchup. Oh wow. What a messy bite, but oh my, what a hot dog. Honestly, the bread here, the bun itself is toasted perfectly, and I also noticed there's some little green onions on the top which just kind of snuck in there, but the crispy onions, you add crispy onions to anything and it's always my favorite. This is a tremendous hot dog. It's just really, really big. I've never had an Iceland hot dog before. I wonder if that's a thing in Iceland or they just kind of name it that.
So my hot dog is totally different. I went for the orchard dog and honestly I don't even know if I can remember all the things that are on here. There's like a jalapeno cheddar sausage. It's got a mint pickle apple relish. That sounds crazy. There is some Oktoberfest mustard and I think some sauerkraut. This sounds intense and really, really good. And in case you didn't figure it out, they kind of specialize in different hot dogs here, although they do have a few other things on the menu. Oh my goodness, I'm not even sure how to attack this. This is so big. Oh yeah, that is super delicious. The actual sausage part of it, because it does have that jalapeno in there, is really spicy, but it comes afterwards. It was a good 30 seconds after I stopped chewing that my mouth got spicy, but initially you just kind of taste the pickliness of it. Is that a word? You can taste the pickles on top, and then there's the sauerkraut as well, so it's got a little bit of sweetness, and then a little bit of like tanginess from the pickles. But yeah, this is super yummy.
We're just finishing up our food here, but it's probably a good time to touch on the Halifax food scene. So first off, if you're wondering about the international cuisine here in the city, we have everything, and honestly, all of it is so good. And one of our favorite things is you kind of have like the high-end, fancy places. We don't go to those too often, but you also have food trucks, which is some of our faves as well, and then you have hipster places just like this. So there really is something for everyone here. Before we get any further in the video, we just wanted to say a huge thanks to this week's sponsor, Soundcore by Anker. Now, one of the things we never travel without are noise canceling headphones.
However, in the past, we've always had an issue trying to find a pair that does these three things. One is that they don't hurt our ears and that they're really comfortable. Two is that they sound really good. And three, that they are in fact noise canceling.
Up until now, we haven't been able to find that, but we're loving our Soundcore Space Q45 headphones.
Travel days are honestly the most stressful days ever for us. It's great knowing that we can use these headphones to enjoy personal space anywhere. The noise canceling system and hybrid active noise canceling reduces noise by up to 98%. For us, that means being able to take a few minutes to relax and zone out in crazy airports and on long flights.
I don't know how I ever survive without headphones like these. You can get up to 50 hours of playtime in noise canceling mode and 65 hours of playtime in normal mode. That means you can fly across the world and back, and these will last. Also, there's a nifty little button here that says NC. If you click that, it turns on noise canceling, and I can tell you, it is quite something. I can't hear her.
They also sound amazing. You can hear every detail. They are the first ever headphones to use a double layer diaphragm to provide sound with exceptional detail.
These headphones are so comfortable. I've had them on for multiple hours editing these videos. They don't pinch, they're ergonomic, and the bass is incredible.
Now, if you want your own pair of Soundcore Space Q45s, we're gonna put a link down in the description below. We wanna say a huge thank you to Soundcore by Anker for sponsoring this video and supporting creators like us. Another thing you have to love about Halifax is its actual size. I mean, it's really a pretty small city. It's not overly big. It has a small city vibe to it, even though it pretty much has everything a big city would have as well. But you get the small community feel where you start to recognize people when you go out. Funny enough, we actually just ran into a woman that watches us on YouTube. She moved here from Nepal and started watching our videos before she came here. And even she was commenting on how small the city is, that you can run into people like us and other YouTubers that she's seen around.
Right now we are standing in front of one of our favorite buildings in the city. Now anyone from Halifax will of course recognize this. This is the Halifax Central Library. The outside is incredibly impressive, but the inside is just as impressive. Now we're not going in today because we went in a fun project that we're filming here in the city called Fun Facts. We're teamed up with Scotia Square to produce a whole bunch of videos on downtown Halifax. So we go inside of the library in those videos and we do many other things, but we're gonna flip to kind of some of those videos now so you can get a taste of what it's all about. We're Anna and Trevor, delightful travelers, here with more fun facts in downtown Halifax, and today we are talking about the noon cannon.
The firing of the noon cannon actually happens every single day except for Christmas Day, and it started in 1856. If you're downtown, you really can't miss it.
Everyone! Being from Halifax, we hear this noon cannon go off every single day, but we've never been this up close, and we have a pro tip for you right away. Make sure to get here about 15 minutes early because they do close off a roped section if you want a really close view of the cannon. What's better than getting a delicious ice cream on a beautiful hot summer's day? There are so many options for ice cream. I went for a maple walnut waffle cone ice cream today. Look how good that looks, and I can assure you is delicious. You can really taste the maple. It's nice and sweet, and the smell of that waffle cone is oh so good. Look at this one. It's always one of my faves in the city, huh?
Yeah, it's not actual graffiti because it's not right on the building. I love that there's like cutouts that they put up there. It's really neat.
So a lot of you probably know that we travel quite often, and while we're traveling, especially when we're in cities, we're often looking for street art, like amazing looking street art. We're from Halifax and we don't even really notice the street art around, but once you kind of start to find it, make it a fun little game like an Easter egg hunt and go around the city trying to find the amazing art like this.
So if you are coming to downtown Halifax and you want to see more street art, you have a few options. One is just to walk around. You're inevitably going to run into some. Two, you can find some self-guided tours online. And three, you can take an actual guided tour if you want to find out more information.
We hope you learned a little bit about graffiti in the downtown core of Halifax today. We'll see you next time downtown with more fun facts.
So we've just come down to the Halifax Waterfront, which is honestly one of our favorite spots in all of Halifax. We've touched on it in other videos, but it just keeps growing and growing every year. It keeps getting so much better, and it looks like they're going to continue to add new things as the years go on. So I think if you keep visiting it every year, you're going to discover something new.
Speaking of something new, there are so many international flights that have returned since, you know, the pandemic. We lost a lot of them when that happened, but now they're back, and that means there are flights everywhere. We can get over to Europe in about 4 to 5 hours, specifically the UK, from here in Halifax. We're on the east coast of Canada, remember. You can also get down to like the Dominican Republic, which we love, and lots of parts of the Caribbean in about the same amount of time. But some of the new flights that come back can take us direct to Germany, to Paris, and so many other places in the world. We're so excited about that because, you know, we like to travel. So we've been talking about all of the things we love about Halifax, but of course not everything is perfect here. We need to maybe touch on some of the negatives as well, huh?
Yeah, if you talk to anybody, you're gonna firstly probably hear about healthcare.
Yeah.
If you're coming to Canada and moving to Nova Scotia, you're gonna have a really hard time getting a family doctor. There's long wait lists, and even to get appointments and have like specialist appointments and that kind of thing, there's long
Yeah.
wait lists. So our healthcare is certainly far from perfect. Also, taxes are really high.
Yeah, taxes, we in Nova Scotia are taxed at pretty much the highest, or one of the highest in all of Canada. But we try to, I'll say, have fun with it. No one likes to pay taxes. Sometimes we all call it ocean tax. We do live by the ocean, and that's one of the biggest perks about Nova Scotia and Halifax in general.
That's the thing, if you come here and you really love it, what you're gonna find is that even, you know, after a year or something, you're just gonna get into a certain group that you can't find in other cities. It's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
It's easier to get in and out of the city. So on a Friday after work, if you work a 9-to-5 job, you might just head out of the city, and it doesn't take that much time, and you can be at the beach in no time.
So there is one more thing I want to bring up. Now, if you're not from Nova Scotia and you're thinking about moving here, you probably should know that Nova Scotians in general have a little bit of a difficult time with change. I'm a Nova Scotian as well, guys, so don't get mad at me in the comments right away, but we do. Anything new or anytime money spent, there's always someone complaining about something. If something's happening in Sydney, the bottom half of Nova Scotia is complaining about the north part of Nova Scotia and vice versa. So that always seems to happen, but over time, it seems to always work out, and change does happen. It's just a little bit slow. We travel a lot, you guys know this, and we see a lot of different places in the world. And if there's anything we can come back to, is Nova Scotia is a very special place. And Halifax is just an incredible city. And honestly, it took us kind of traveling around the world to realize that, because when we come home, we absolutely love it here. Well, we hope you enjoyed the tour today of our beloved Halifax. We had a lot of fun bringing you guys along and talking about why we love this city. But this is going to be our last video in Nova Scotia again for this year anyway.
Yeah, believe it or not, we've been home for a couple of months. This was our plan. Get back on the road again. So next week there's going to be a big announcement. It's going to be a big video, a very important video. You're not going to want to miss it. Lots of important information coming up.
Yeah, so we're so excited, you guys. The next adventure might just be the biggest one yet, and I can't believe our time here in Nova Scotia has gone by so quickly. Where did all the months go?
Where did? I don't even understand. The summer literally just flew by so quickly, like in a blink of an eye.
I know. So if you guys got this far in the video, thank you for watching. It's Trevor and Delightful Travelers. Hit subscribe, click the bell. If you're not new, it's great to see each and every one of you. If you left us a comment, thank you. We always like that. We extra appreciate when you hit the like button.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Halifax, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.